This is the most fun I've had playing Beyond All Reason so far, which is an amazing game. I'm a big RTS fan, and I've always StarCraft Brute War and StarCraft 2 have always been the best for me. And this is the first game that's made me think, gosh, could there be something out there better than StarCraft? Uh, and I don't know, maybe it's this one, but I'm not sure yet. I haven't played it for too long, but I have been enjoying playing Legion very much, which is the third faction that's in development. And this lobby had it enabled. You have to go into the settings and enable Legion to be able to use it. So I was like, heck yeah, I'll use some Legion. Mostly, I mean, what caught my eye first is how cool they are. They look really cool, and they have really cool names for everything, like the Kokinos, medium dual weapon infantry bot. There's lots of Greek-themed units like them. The Hoplites later on, which I'll be using. So between the way they look and their names, I'm like, yeah, I gotta play these guys. So anyway, this is an 8 versus 8 multiplayer match on Swirly Rock. My first time on this map, and I forget if it was ranked or unranked. So we have. You know, of course, our 4 players in the front here are going to be trying to hold the front line. This guy over here, me, myself, and Die, is going to be backing me up. He's going to be my primary teammate in this battle. Since we're down on the bottom of the map here, we're going to hold this area. And then I don't really pay too much attention to what's going on in the rest of the map. I just focus on what I'm trying to do. So, being in a front line position, I'm just going to try and crank units out and contest the front line. So I start with goblins. These little tiny light Legion bots. I'm not sure if I should have made them or the satyrs, which are also a light Legion infantry bot. Not as light. They're definitely heavier, the satyrs, but I like goblins, the creature, more than I like satyrs. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make goblins. So they're fun. They're very fast. They're good for pouncing on weak enemy positions. They die really quick, of course, but definitely useful. So me, myself, and Die is making turrets up here. Very good move. I kept my commander back a little bit longer, making turrets surrounding my base, which I always do in case enemies leak through. Oops, I purposely made a couple, like a ring that covers the entryway to our back line, just to make sure I help cover my teammates a little bit so nothing leaks back there. So early on,
Commander destroyed.
Oh! Yeah, I forget. I knew that happened, but I forget how. Oh, that's right. Light laser turrets. These basic turrets that the commanders can build have a bonus damage against enemy commanders. So all that's left of my friend, me, myself, and Die's commander is his little poor gingerbread man grave. But he's not out of the game yet. Losing your commander is a pretty big deal, but he's still in the game. And then I decide pretty early on, obviously, this hill looks like it's going to be key here. I mean, that's such a dominant position on the battlefield. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to send my commander up here and take this hill. So a big part of what happens in this game is I think we got kind of lucky on our side. I see there's a lot of action in the middle, so probably not the same there. But on our side, I think our opponents ended up being a little passive. Like it, as you can see, I just walked right up here and took this hill. I already got turrets down. I got my commander up there building stuff, so I got a backup builder bot to build more advanced defenses. So yeah, they hung pretty far back and they were pretty defensive the whole time. So I was able to take this dominant position and we really locked down this southern part of the map. Even though
self-destructed.
My buddy here got hamstrung pretty early by losing his commander. Anyway, let's take a look at the rest of the map. So yeah, a lot more fighting. I think there's just constant fighting in no man's land for the rest of the team. They definitely had a harder time than us. I mean, this is just very minor skirmishes in the beginning, but it's definitely going to scale up. They're definitely taking this seriously over here with these defenses, this little light wall, and all these turrets. So they're going to have a much harder time. I know the fighting, from what I glanced at here and there, is pretty intense up here in the north, too. I mean, look at this already. Look at all that wreckage. So I think after he lost his commander, he just decided to go with like heavy stuff, so he's slowly producing the heaviest armada bots the Centurions, which I do like. I'm going for solar power on this map because the wind power is pretty weak, so I decided pretty early to just go for solar. And yeah, I'm just going to really focus on... I'm not going to focus on units too much. I stay on goblins for a long time, even though goblins are really weak, because I'm just going to focus on static defense and really lock down this hill and make sure we're never going to lose it. So I got these cacophony Gatling cannons up here, and
Commander destroyed.
and I'm going to throw down some anti-air. I'm going to throw down some artillery later. I don't know what that commander was that just got destroyed. But yeah, I don't know what goes on in the rest of the map. So some light skirmishing. Yeah, the flood of the goblins from the high ground to flank this. This is great. And goblins quite weak, but fast, easy to mass. Great for a situation like that. And then I see this commander walking up. I'm like, this is a vulnerable commander. Commanders have a disintegration cannon, which is incredibly strong, but it only fires in a very focused area. So I was like, and there it is. But I'm like, I'll just spread out my goblins in a line, and he won't be able to disintegrate all of them. And there we go. So that definitely helped too, to even this out on the bottom, because now neither of these players have their commander. So, and we have the hill, so we're absolutely in a much better position on the bottom of the map here. Another player as Legion in the middle of the map here for the other team, building lots of static defenses, and he has his artillery rocking and rolling already. So that's definitely causing problems for my teammates, even though they have some of the heavy Karkinos bots out. But now I'm starting to get my artillery out, starting to shell them, already doing damage, forcing them away from that metal resource there. Ooh, and I can shell this position too. That's nice. Oh, they're gonna get away. I should have built artillery right on the edge here earlier, but it was enough to scare him off. Look at, he's gonna abandon that. These turrets are expensive, and he's abandoning that halfway built. That's awesome. He should have at least what do you call it? You know, harvested it, deconstructed it for its resources. Okay. So these beam turrets are pretty good, but these rocket bots are very good at taking down static defense. It's supposed to say help. Unfortunately, I lost most of my goblins in taking down the enemy commander. But these beam turrets did really well. That was a good choice putting them there for sure. So these goblins don't really do much. But better than nothing. Better to help wrap this up. He was kind of like indecisive there, I think, too. So beam turret's definitely a good choice there. And solidifying, and then once I get these artillery up here, I think that's like really solid. I got the Gatling cannons to cover them, and the artillery is just going to shell anything that gets close. So I think this is really secure for us right now. This purple Legion player in the middle for the enemy team, wow, 2 production facilities up here. I'm not sure if that's really a good choice. That's probably pretty inefficient, but whatever. So I got a decent amount of solar power up, and one of our tech players sent me his advanced construction bot to help upgrade my economy further, because that's how you're supposed to do it. The frontline players focus on just pumping out low-tech stuff to hold the front line, and then the people in the back pump out high-tech stuff that doesn't fight, but that can boost economies, and they send it to help the frontline players. So that's great that I'm able to deny that whole area over there. I really like that. Unfortunately, this low-level tech artillery doesn't have that much range, and my radar, I should have built more radars. That was a mistake, because this radar has a huge gap. I could have been shelling this area right here. I should have built another radar right there. At least I'm getting another mass of goblins together. So I have a bunch of goblins here, and I know he lost some units, so I decided to probe a little bit, but not a good idea. Goblins are too weak, but I like how me, myself, and Dia was ready to back me up. His little bots here. He's like, yeah, let's go, buddy. Oh, but it did give me some vision temporarily, so I was able to shell that a bit. Nice. Everything from Legion looks so cool, even this artillery. I mean, come on, look at that. Oh. Alright, let's take a look at the front line. Yeah, just intense fighting across the rest of this front line. Like I said, they definitely had a harder time than us. But look at these awesome Kokinos crab bots. There's definitely a few players playing Legion in this match, and how can you blame them with how cool they are? Why are these bots just standing there? I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to keep massing, keep locking this area down, more static defense, more artillery. Artillery right on the edge here. I got plenty of, I just shot down a couple enemy aircraft. I can put down plenty of anti-air. I was just being really thorough, making sure I was not going to lose that hill. And even besides the strategic location of this, this high ground here in the battlefield, it also has a geothermal vent on it that you're able to build one of the most, or the most efficient energy gathering thing is the geothermal power plant, so it makes that hill even more valuable. The Pink Legion on my team getting super aggressive. He carved through all that static defense, and yeah, I think building these 2 production facilities right on the front line was a bad idea. Just the way everything works in this game, I think that was probably pretty inefficient trying to pump out units from that, so you didn't really have any units, or enough anyway. So that's good progress for sure. But, and like I said, the guys we were matched up with are being pretty passive. Oh, well, okay, yeah. Well, at least he's going to help his buddy, but they were not doing anything to challenge us. They're like, we're not going up on that hill. And look at all these windmills this guy built so far forward. They just need to send a couple more units through, and they could take out so much economy for that guy. But hey, they're doing good. They're holding the line and pressuring the enemy, so that's all you can ask for. Oh, I got confused. I thought you guys were on our team before. On the front line, yeah, this Pink Legion player is doing a pretty awesome job. Much better than I am with all these different advanced Legion units. Walking artillery here, whatever those heavy dudes were. I think they're called phalanx. I still just have goblins. But I've been investing a lot more in the static defense. And even though it's not affecting anything other than our little area here, I will put some longer range stuff down here eventually to start affecting the rest of the battlefield. So I'm building a bunch of construction turrets to really try and ramp up my building capabilities here. I put down a couple early anti-nukes just to make sure. I'm like, let me just, while I'm building all this static defense, making sure this hill won't be lost, it's like, let me make sure it's not going to be lost to nukes either. So I definitely
Commander destroyed.
That. Ooh! Ah, that was the pink, our pink buddy's commander, darn. Whoa, great run by here, okay. So I think our team was just doing better in general. So much damage has been dealt to them, destroying all that. Big hit to the economy back here. Pretty much wiped this player's base. I mean, they got a lot up here still, but that was their starting location. They were building fusion reactors. That was bad.
Commander
that was a bad loss
destroyed.
for them. These guys try and poke forward a bit. I think that's like their last bit of aggression here. But thankfully, me, myself, and Die has got these Hound mortar bots that are doing a good job holding the line for him, so there's not that much they can do. This guy, I think, probably a little passive. Look at all these bots he has sitting around. And important to note, like I said, the geothermal power plants are the most efficient energy producers in the game, and he has one right here on the front line. He built a plasma deflector, a deflector shield to protect it, but that only protects it against long-range plasma artillery. You can still walk up and kill that. And at last, I have Tech 2 units. The Hoplites have taken to the field, which are absolutely my new favorite unit. Not only do they have an awesome name, not only do they look sick in that orange, but they just look really cool in general, and I like how they operate. They're very fast, quite strong, very solid. I put my goblins just in the front line here just to help buffer in case they send any more aggression, because I don't care about losing them anymore, so I just wanted to buffer for my friend in red there. And it looks like the enemy has stabilized a bit. It might be more that my teammates are afraid of overextending, because this front line here for the enemy looks pretty weak. I don't see much until we get down here. Oh, here's the first Hoplite raid. Right to that geothermal. Boom! Geothermals make a big mess when they explode, and I'm not sure if that was worth it, because you get to salvage wreckage left behind, but maybe there's not much wreckage. I don't know how to turn on the resource view. Yeah, well, in any case, I lost a lot of Hoplites in that attack, but I like it. Took out a lot of enemy units and their geothermal. And the, and the deflector shield. That geothermal makes a big boom when it goes down. So yeah, I was able to amass quite a few Hoplites pretty fast, because thankfully, since that guy had sent me that Tech 2 constructor, I was able to build advanced metal collectors everywhere, which boosted my economy. I built the advanced geothermal power plant, which boosted it, so I was able to crank out a lot of Hoplites fast. This guy's just trying to poke here. Probably trying to see how tight the defenses are on this hill. Tight enough that you're not getting through them. So yeah, I've been able to mass up Hoplites quite fast, but now I take a break from that and I prioritize building a couple Olympus on atop Mount Olympus here. The Olympus cannons. Long range cluster plasma cannons. They have an incredibly long range, so that's what I'm going to do to try and influence the rest of the battle and help the rest of my team. Up here in the north, one of our players got wrecked. I guess it's this, I don't know, this light pink player up here. Whoever it was up here in the north, yeah, haven't been paying attention to it, nor was I when I was playing, but this green player has Tech 3 shoot the walker bots out. And it's definitely putting on a lot of pressure. This guy is definitely pretty good. He's got advanced fusion reactors out already. So, took a lot of damage up there in the north, but the rest of the map is holding. We still have an absolutely dominant position in the south. Ooh, and there's that long range artillery going off. Nice. Yeah, we definitely have a dominant position here in the south, if I said north before, and then the rest of the map is holding too. So I wasn't sure quite what to do with this. I was letting it fire on its own a lot, and then I decided to do a little target firing later on against the enemy bases themselves, so I want to pay attention, because I didn't have vision to the enemy bases. I'm just like, I should probably target this right on the enemy bases, you know. Okay, so that's there. Eventually I target it right on their base, and hopefully it does a lot of damage. I love how that artillery looks. Okay. Definitely helping deny them from using that metal extractor there. Big fight here, me, myself, and Die favoring these hounds. Oh, and this is the last charge of the goblins. They're done. The Hoplites coming to reinforce. I love those things. They're so awesome. But there's a lot of enemy firepower there. Those mortar bots are good, man. Much longer range than my Hoplites. Ooh, okay. Starting to carve out some of the economy for these players with the cannons. That must have been very frustrating for them to deal with. Getting hit by these cannons, they're so far away, there's nothing they can do against them. I was starting to build fusion reactors of my own and pump out my own economy. I don't go to tier 3 units though, I stay on my tech level 2 Hoplites. And they were enough to get the job done. So we haven't done, other than right here, that run by that got through and destroyed this guy's base earlier, we haven't done that significant damage to the enemy. A bit more aggression from this player. It's a lot of fat boys. But they don't last very long. Supporting fire from that catapult, very strong. I think I need to send some reinforcements here. Because me, myself, and Die has been fighting hard, but with that setback he suffered in the beginning, there's only so much he has to work with at this point. These Sheldons. Come on, Sheldon versus Hoplite. Give me a break. I don't stand a chance. Ah, but they have their own. Legion versus Legion. This guy just sent some stuff down to buffer, I believe, down here. Because they're hurting. It's been pretty rough down here for a while. The Pink Legion guy putting on a lot of pressure still. They do have some strong Tech 3 Razorbacks out, though. And they got, ooh, this Plasma Deflector. It's definitely helping to guard them a lot. This guy has made a big comeback up here after getting destroyed. He's got his own tier 3 robots. Okay, cool. So we're holding quite well. We haven't done... Oh, and here the first nuke comes out. And I remember when I heard the alert, I zoomed out and I was like, tell me they have anti-nuke.
Commander destroyed.
Oh. They do not have anti-nuke, so at this point I think we've taken more damage than the enemy. This guy, even though he's recovered, he lost his base before, so that's a setback. And obviously this guy is now basically completely crippled, and will take a long time to recover from that. So we've done a lot of damage on the edge of the enemy base, on the edge of the enemy territory, but nothing really that deep. I was shelling this base, but they got a plasma deflector up. I wonder if I destroyed some stuff before they got that plasma deflector up, and I might have missed it. I'm not sure. This guy, all his stuff is built back here. Looks like enough that it's been there for a while, and I'm sure I didn't just destroy it with my plasma deflector. Yeah, everybody's building their stuff back there, so I don't think I did that much damage with the plasma cannons. But yeah, they're getting real thin. The enemy team, that is. This blue player has a strong army here. Those are definitely powerful tier 3 units. Green player's got a Jug. The mighty Jug advances. So they're doing strong up there, but oh, I gotta start paying more attention. My Hoplites, I got a pretty nice mass of them attacked, broke through the enemy line, and then sent them right up here up the hill. I was like, this guy's weak. He doesn't have much left. Get up there and attack. My own plasma cannon deflecting off their shield. And I go right for that advanced fusion reactor because that thing, just like the geothermal, will make quite a nice boom. Unfortunately, a bit too big of a boom and I lose a lot of my Hoplites. But now that I got my plasma cannons up, I'm just completely focusing on cranking out units. So yes, there's plenty more to replace the ones that I lost. So carved out that player. He's done.
Commander destroyed.
They're barely hanging on. Thankfully that nuke was intercepted.
Commander destroyed.
Oh! Took out that commander with the Hoplites. Another Hoplite raid. Didn't stand a chance. They're just running rampant now. At one time they defended against invading Persians. Now they're storming robot bases and high-speed raids. Look how fast they tore through all that with the supporting fire by, of course, me, myself, and Die's mortar hounds. Ooh, look! Another advanced fusion reactor. It was nice knowing you, Hoplites. Fortunately, they don't have enough range to stay out of the explosion. So that's it. There's only one commander left. These guys lost their commanders earlier in the fight, likely in exchanges like what happened down on our side earlier in the battle. overextended, made mistakes, and their commanders got destroyed. So, even though you're not out of the fight if you lose your commander, if the entire team loses all their commanders, then they lose. Now there's only one left. Go get them, boys.
Commander destroyed.
Nice. And the Hoplites win the day. That was incredible. Like I said, I think our team is just doing better overall for the majority of the match. They got a lot of damage done with that lucky nuke.
Battle ended.
But overall, we were doing better, definitely pushing them back. The fact that they were kind of passive and let me take this hill was definitely a big deal, and I did not mess around locking this thing down. I loved watching those plasma cannons just rotate around and bombard the battlefield and just cranking out these Hoplites. Never went up to tier 3, never went up to stronger bots, but didn't need to. Fantastic.